If, for example, you've lost your job today, you should be able to live at least 3 months without feeling the pinch. Hi, welcome back, everyone else. This is becoming more of a regular features, and I think something that you guys have been obviously asking for. And on my side, I've been obviously coerced by the wife, as you know it. So today, I want to really discuss about two things. One is the savings culture in South Africa in general. Number two, it's obviously multiple streams of income. And how do we make these multiple streams of income? Obviously, we live in an economy where, in South Africa specifically, it's quite expensive, and a lot of people are really going through the most in terms of the salaries that they are obviously earning from different employers. So that's why I wanted to reach out and talk about ways in which we can increase the income streams that we're receiving. And in this day and age, it's quite difficult for anyone really to be able to survive comfortably with just one salary. It's not enough, and it will never be enough. And a lot of people say, no, I don't want to get employed. It's important that you're employed. And I always advise people when I do my financial session that do not leave that primary source of income in order to make multiple incomes. You can still make multiple incomes even though you've got this primary source. And the primary source that I want to talk about is obviously your salary. But how do you complement that salary? Because to be honest, everything around you is increasing. But the one thing that is not increasing at a level which you would like is obviously your salary. I mean, generally, companies these days they're offering what 3%, 5%. You'd be lucky if you get a 6 or 7% increase in your salary. But if you look around you, your medical aid, your pension fund contribution, inflation, just the general increase in prices, they're all going up at a rate more than what you're currently getting on your salary. Meaning, each and every year you are worse off. If you had a net disposable income of 10,000, the next year that money is going down. It's going down because everything around you is increasing. Therefore, a lot of people are in a predicament where it's just a cycle. You are earning this salary, this one salary, it comes and it goes. Once you pay your basics expense, not even luxury, just your basic, your bond goes off, your car. If you're a single parent, you've got school kids, you've got, before you know it, all that money is gone. And pretty much it's a circle. You go up again, you work for another 25 days, you get the salary. 5 days after your salary, it's gone. And that's why I thought I need to discuss ways in which you can complement that by increasing the salaries. And there was a study that was done by the South African Savings Commission around ways in which people can increase their salaries. And they've sort of summarized it in these 7 ways. They call it as 7 types of income streams that one could generate. The first one is obviously earned income, which is what I've spoken about. It's mainly your salary. It's your salary that you get. Another one is called interest income. So this is a lot of people who are rich today, a lot of money that they generate is because of the compounding of interest. So if you've got this money and you've invested in for a period of time, what happens is that money grows, that money grows, that money grows. So a lot of time people don't invest, and if you don't invest, you are not going to get any interest income. The third one is also dividend income. This happens when you've got shares that you've invested, and once that shares matures, you are now then able to get what you call a dividend income. And all of this happens when you've got a capital. I mean, you are not going to earn any interest if you don't have money. So the money that you're getting from the primary source, which is the end income, it can then be able to multiply. But how does it multiply? It multiplies in a way that you need to invest in this, what you call passive incomes, where it's money that you're generating, but without you being present. So this is the money that you obviously generate. It could be rental income, for example. You don't need to work. All you need to have just a property, and then you obviously earn rental income out of that. So that's the third thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the rental income. We also got royalty income. This happens mainly in the mining space or in a company that owns a land. Therefore, you gain interest out of the or royalties out of the profit that's being generated. Primarily, this does not really apply mostly for us individual, but on the main it applies on the companies that earn interest or royal income as it were. So all of these are types of incomes that you can generate. But the most important one that I want to talk about, which is the fourth category, is the profit income. And I want to dwell much into this because this is where you and I need to zoom in and be able to realize this profit. You and I are able to make a profit if you've got any other businesses. So in your different sphere of your career, whether you're an accountant, engineer, that's where your skill set are. And outside of your primary work, what else can you generate? So you are an accountant. Yes, you are doing the books for this other company. But have you thought about doing the same work for small businesses? Ekasi, the small businesses in and around you. So this is where networking becomes very important. That if you're an accountant, it will be quite easier for you to venture into your own small business where you are doing small bookkeeping for other company. And just to even speak further on this, I, for one, am an accountant, and what I do outside the normal corporate job that I have, it's I do books for small companies. I've went in Soweto, I've approached a lot of BP garage, Shell garages, and engine. Believe you me, where I was just saying, guys, who do your books here? And you find that a lot of these small business don't know about this, or they are affiliated with big companies that are charging them much more than what I would have charged them. So that's one of the things that I did. Went into these BP garages, Shell garages, and I sold it to them to say, guys, I can do this at this fee. And you'll be surprised, a lot of them, once you have done the books, they are happy. There's a good refund they're getting from SARS. They do what? Word of mouth, where they tell another person, another person. So by that, I'm generating what? An extra income over and above the primary income that I spoke about. You could be good in marketing. And I'm not saying every one of us should now just become an entrepreneur. It's not possible. Some of you are not entrepreneur by nature, but you've got the skills that an entrepreneur can use. So if you are good in sales, if you approach entrepreneur to say, can I market your business? Can I create a YouTube and Instagram where you've got a lot of clients based? So you're not an entrepreneur, but you're using what? Your skills in order to gain extra money. The salaries, it's not enough. It's not enough, and I'm repeating myself here because I know I've seen it. I've counseled a lot of people who are saying the transport cost is too much, the expenses that I have to pay is too much. So the idea is to venture out, have additional income on top of what you are generating. So that's one of the examples that I wanted to talk about, to say you don't necessarily have to go and study whatever different courses. You can even use the line of career that you are in order to generate income. If you're an engineer, there's probably people out there who are looking for your services, but you won't know that if you don't tap into that. Because you'll be saying, no, but the companies I work for, I get there at 6 a.m., at 6 p.m., I'm going home, I don't have time. Tell you what, if you need extra income, you'll make time. You'll make time such that a lot of things will have to be sacrificed. If it needs be, you need to work extra hours, do that. If it needs be that when you come back from home, you need to see the clients, if by all means do that, because that's how the world is. No one person these days is living comfortable with just one salary. In fact, it's probably just be only 5% of people who are in very senior roles in an organization where they'll say, I'm comfortable with the salary that I'm earning, and I'm happy. A lot of us are in a situation where we need one more than income in our spheres. And another thing that I just wanted to mention, and I want to make sure if I've touched on all of this, it's rental income. And I think I've already mentioned this on the second. I just wanted to make sure that I've included it. A lot of people are venturing into properties where they want to buy properties and obviously rent it out. It's another form of multiple streams of income that you can initiate. I mean, if back home, wherever you are, there's enough space. When you get your bonuses, your 13 check, think about what you can invest in your property. The good thing about property is that it's always appreciated. Even though the markets can be up and down, but there's one thing about properties that it also appreciates in value. It hardly goes down. So if you've got a back room in Soweto, in Tembisa, wherever it might be, or you've got a space, think about if you can able to build a two-bedroom there and use it for rental. You'll be amazed at the amount of money you make outside of this. And the other thing that I just wanted to mention quickly, I made some notes here. Capital gains income, that's the fifth ways in order to make money. This is obviously the money that you make out of selling properties. We call it a capital gains. So if you've got a lot of properties and you start selling them, the amount of profit that you make, that's where you generate what you call capital gains. I've already spoken about the royalty income. So yeah, so these are typically some of the additional income streams that you and I can venture into. Some of them hardly requires any capital, because I've heard a lot of people say, no, but first I have to resign from my employer and then I'll be able to use that money to start this business. No, you can start whatever business you have with just here. And a lot of banks are there also. If some of us can assist you in writing the business plan. If you've got this good idea that we can sell to a bank, we can put it in a nice business format, and then we present it to the business, to the banks. And obviously the banks will come and say what are type of surety that you have, so that we can give you these loans. So, some of these, like my field for example, you don't necessarily need huge high capital intensive to get into. If you want to do books for accountant, all you need is the knowledge that you have, and you can start billing clients and doing the work for the clients. Sales and marketing, for example, I mean, you don't necessarily need capital to go to an entrepreneur to say, I see your business is doing well, but can I then come and market your business so that I can increase your customer base? You then start doing that. You don't really need a lot of things. You've got ideas, but we lack at implementation phase, and that's where we come in as financial advisor to say, I like this idea. I can sell this idea to a banker. A banker can be able to give you that 50,000 for you to start a business, and the business can obviously go well. There's also a company called SIFA, where they offer a lot of funding for business ideas. So if a lot of people is that the information that we don't know, if you have got a good business plan, we can do a proposal, send it to SIFA, and they'll be able to fund you. Obviously, even the interest rate are quite low. You only have to pay them once the project has started or has commenced or has been commissioned. So that's quite a lot of information that's it's out there, but a lot of people don't know. So reach out if you want. If you've got business ideas, reach out to me. Let's discuss some of these ideas. I would have liked this if it's an interactive session where there are questions, where because I think that's where we get a lot of value. Because I'm running out of time, one other thing that I want to mention is the savings. As I said, a lot of us, a lot of people generally are not able to save. And I've given the reason why. It's because there's a lot of there's unemployment level in South Africa is quite high. So you'll find that a person who's working is taking care of not only his needs, but the siblings, the extended families, and. So you've got this one small salary, but it's got a lot of expenses that you need to take care of. So generally in that space, a lot of people are unable to save because what they use all the disposable income to live for basic needs really. And there is these categories or a budget plan that in order for you to save, they're saying you need to at least save 20% of your disposable income. This is the net income that you get or the money that hits your bank account. They're saying you should be able to save 20% in order for you to live comfortably. They're saying 50% of that should go towards your basic, your needs generally. These are your basic bills that you pay. And they're saying the remaining 30% is where you can then use it for your wants. These are things that you can live without. I mean, going to a music concert, joining a gym facility, going to traveling, for example. So those are additional things that you don't really need to. So they're saying it's called a 100% budget plan. It's split into 50 your needs, 20% savings and debt repayment, and 30% the those so-called luxurious goods or entertainment, if you will. So those are the three dimensions. But the scary part is that we don't even have the emergency fund. They are saying you should be able to, if for example you've lost your job today, you should be able to live at least 3 months without feeling the pinch. I'm gonna repeat that. They're saying if today you were to stop working, you should be able to at least live for the next 3 months without that salary. And you should be comfortable living out of your emergency funding. Are you able to do that? Are you able to survive if the company tells you there's a banking glitch, your salary could not have been paid? Are you able to meet your needs for at least 1 month? So these are some of the questions that I'm asking because we know generally as people who are living month to month, where it's coming and it's going. And and it's such a sad situation, and I think this goes even beyond your control, because I mean there's only much you can do with the salary that you are getting. It's quite small, and the scary part is that we are also not saving enough for our retirement. It means we will be those gogos and mkulus that are struggling at our later stages, where our kids will have to take care of us because the lifestyle that we're living now, imagine if they don't have the income that's coming. So that's quite important that I'm going back to my first point that all other those passive income that I've just mentioned, your profit income, your rental income, those are generational. So if you've got a business, you know that business is going to generate money. It's going to generate even if you are not there. If you pass it to your kids, you pass it to your business partner, it generates. But this salary that you're getting alone, if it stops with you, it stops with you. That's now you will find that I didn't even mention it as a side hustle because it's no longer a side hustle, but it's a necessary additional income. Because when you call it a side, it's like you know it's a side, but it's become a necessity. It's become a prerequisite in this day and age that one salary alone is not enough. So going back to how we save, it's important that when you save, make sure that you're not using these what we call access save accounts where you put it now and then tomorrow you are able to take it back. Because on the back of the mind, you know you've got money. So it's quite important that when you save, it's either you use the RA where you put money and you're not be able to get it until you reach a certain age, or you can put it in a savings pot where you tell them you are not going to get it in the next 2 years or 3 years, because that makes it impossible for you to withdraw before the maturity, and it's quite critical. A lot of us, we tap into our savings daily. So let's get to a situation where it becomes out of control, where I'm saying, bank, I'm giving you this money, please give me in 2 years time. And before that, I don't want it. Because if you've got access, I can tell you now, the emergencies are always there. We'll always encounter them at different times. So, and if you know on the back of mind that you've got money, chances are you are obviously going to tap into that savings. So savings, it requires quite a lot of discipline. That's why I even advise people to use this stop order, where money, or debit order, whatever that you might call it, where money just goes into that savings pot and you are able to save. As I said, it takes a quite of discipline, and it takes a quite of lifestyle change. There are some things you might have to go away with, so that you have got some money to save. If you've got your DSTV, your gym contracts, some of this you can sort of sacrifice to say, I'm cutting off DSTV for this year. The amount of DSTV that I'm gonna pay in a year would have been this much. Imagine if you're saving that money. There's a whole lot of form of entertainment these days that you can even do on your phone than using what you can. There's a lot of streaming website these days. A gym membership, so a lot of you will just join in January, probably even Feb, and then for the rest of the year you are not going, but you've paid for the rest of the year, and for something that, I mean, you only do for 2 months. So some of those, look at your life and see if where can you sacrifice, because as I said, because the salary is flat, quite fixed, what you can do is only on your expenses, where you can try to reduce your debt, reduce the lifestyle, reduce going to every music concert around you. Some of these you can access them on YouTube later. So I'm just giving basic examples here, and no one's financial situation is the same with the other. That's why I prefer one-on-one when I do the counseling for financial advisory. But in terms of savings, those are some of the tips that I just wanted to give you. So I think, hope you enjoyed today's session. On the next session, I'll be talking about other savings tips to assist us in fighting this economy that's way against us. Hope you enjoy this channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.